Catch 'em in the pasture, run 'em in the pen, work 'em on the Sundays, do it all again. Race 'em in the sand, buck 'em in the mud, drip a cowboy's sweat, bleed a cowboy's blood.
I'm Zeke Thurston, 2016 World Champion Saddlebrock Rider, and you're watching the Pepper Stewart Show.
That's your fault. That's your fault, not mine. Wintertime is coming, as they say. Winter is coming. Felt hats is happening. It's time for them. Master Hatters of Texas, ask for them by name at your local Western store, or just go online and order yourself one. Bootbarn.com, get one shipped to you. Go to your local Cavenders. They've got them there. Why would you not? Today we got stuff happening. Let's see what's going on. We are going to hopefully talk to the creators, those folks behind the new documentary Lane from Lane Frost, the Lane Frost story. That is happening soon. So we're going to talk to them hopefully and get some information about, where they came up with it. What was the idea behind it? It's time to tell the story, I guess. It's time to tell the story of Lane Frost. He's been there, been a legendary figure in the world of bull riding for many years. So it's time to put the story on the screen. We're going to talk to them. We're going to probably buzz in with Paulo Krember up at the World Finals right now. The World Finals, night number 2 is going down. So we're going to catch up with him. Hopefully if he's not too busy, and get some predictions and stuff from him. We got a lot of other stuff going on. The day work challenges in Roy City is going to happen this month. Check that out. We'll get to that later. What are you feeding your cows? Are you trailer winning your calves? We're going to talk about lost hikers. We're not talking about the Gabby Petito story. We're not talking about that. We're going to talk about lost hiker. Some cows got loose somewhere. Did you return your library book? Bottle messages. I always think those are fun. We got a trailer for a new movie that came out on Netflix. It released yesterday. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I haven't, but I'm probably going to check it out now. So we're going to do that. But for the moment, we're going to pay some bills, check this out, and we'll be right back.
Hey, you're John Dutton, aren't you?
Yep.
That's not mine.
It's addressed to you.
Wait, I don't know what that is. Don't. Kelsey!
Officer down! We got an officer down!
Jesus Christ.
Crazy!
Don't you die on me now. Not like this.
You hear me?
Oh my God.
What's happening?
I don't know, just get to the bunkhouse.
Fair, moral. Those are words men invented to scare and shame other men from taking back what they've stolen.
What about right or wrong?
There's no such thing.
Yellowstone 2-hour premiere event, Sunday, November 7th at 8, exclusively on Paramount Network.
Sunday Fun Day. Check it out. That is happening. Yellowstone's happening. Before we get into everything else, I want to bring to your attention once again the Carity Foundation Celebrity Cutting with the Yellowstone cast. Taylor Sheridan, Nicole Sheridan are the honorary co-chairs of that event. It happens every year in the first weekend of December. And I've got the list of celebrity participants that are scheduled to be there. Of course, Taylor Sheridan and his wife, Nicole Sheridan. You got Mo Brings Plenty, Jennifer Landon. Jefferson White should be back. Gil Berman. Gil's going to be there. Gil was funny last year. I couldn't get any good content for you guys, but Gil was a good time. Forrest Smith. Those of you who watch enough of the show know friend of the show, Forrest Smith, legendary stuntman, actual real rodeo cowboy and party else, and plays Lloyd on Yellowstone. He's going to be there. We may try to sneak him in studio before the event. We'll see what happens. Katie Keeney will be there again. We got a new face, Sutton Strikey, I think. I don't know if I said it right because I don't watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but she's going to be there. And we got Aaron Wild. Those of you that are local to the North Texas area that listen to Hank FM out of Fort Worth know who that is. Sonny Burgess will be back. Monica Russo will be back again. Jody Holliday, Dr. Amy Gunter, Matt Blevins. We got a new face here, Josh Weathers. He is a musician. He will be there. And then the legendary Shelly Burmeister Mowry will be there along with golfer Tom Watson. That's always a good time. If you have the opportunity to get out there to Fort Worth in the first Friday of December, check out that event, support a great cause, and be there. We got DJ Colt in here today.
Hey, what's going on? It's good to be back.
What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been running all over the place. It has been great. Went to Reno, Nevada, did some DJing out there. We actually went out for the Virginia City Camel and Ostrich races. Man, it was actually a really, really good time. Went out there, I emceed it, did some music. But if you've never been to one of those events, anybody that's out there near Northern Nevada, every fall they do the Camel and Ostrich races, and it is absolutely hilarious. We do have a great time out there. The other thing is actually this past weekend up in Decatur, we just finished up with the American Military Celebration with Charlie Crawford and Hillwood Landing Cattle. It was a great event, brought out 15 headers and healers. They were all veterans or first responders. They got to compete against each other for saddles, buckles, and of course some prize money. And then they also got to compete with the pros as well. So it was a cool pro-am that went on. Everybody, anybody who's anybody was out there. Trevor Brazil was out there. Junior Noriega was out there. They were all out there. It was a great, great time, and raised, I think it was $115,000 and gave a mortgage-free home to a disabled veteran. So it was awesome. NRS was amazing. All the pros were awesome. I can't say much more about it. It was just a great, great event, and be back at it next year.
Sounds like a great time. The question that everybody has on their mind right now is the camel races.
Yep.
How big are the camel toes?
I mean, oh, you mean that? Oh, that is not appropriate, Pepper. We are on. This is a family show.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Do the camels wear shoes?
No, there are no camel shoes or socks.
So the camel toes are just flailing about through the sand.
Yeah, it's actually really impressive to see how well they can balance on those camel toes.
Man, that's interesting. I wonder about that. Do you put shoes on camels? They just go bareback through the field, or what happens? So.
Yeah, they wear thongs, as in flip flops.
Oh, okay. You can put flip flops on a camel toe.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. All right. You learn something new every day.
This is why we can't have nice things.
You got to go to Reno and check it out.
Yes, sir. Only in Reno.
Only in Reno. So I think we've got some PBR stuff going down. We've got Paulo. We got Paulo Kremer on with us. No, we got Justin. Uh-oh.
I'm filling in, guys.
Okay. I was like,
called
dang.
it the B team. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I was like, dang, Paulo, you look different. Justin's here. Justin visited with a few times back in the old days in the old studio. So
there we go.
Pretty good deal. So what is the we were looking, last night happened, round 2's up tonight. What is kind of the storyline going into round 2?
Well, obviously, Pepper, it's round 2. We're talking the ranked pen here at the World Finals, and you're talking ranked bulls, you got to talk Whoopa, right? Is it going to be 95, 98? How many points will Whoopa beat tonight? That's what everyone's watching, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Dalen Swearingen's the man matching up with him. Obviously, this is a great draw for Dalen. He's super stoked, and he hasn't been on Whoopa just yet. So this will be a first-time matchup, and I think that's the one that will have everyone on the edge of their seats. So we'll see what happens. Number one bull in the world, most likely going to be the world champion, but he's got to have 2 clean outs in the world finals. If he does, for some freak reason, hip himself or get a low score, maybe that opens the door for Chiseled.
It does. After round 1, you only had 11 qualified rides.
Yeah, the bulls were great in round 1, but I think also too we had some first-time jitters here at T-Mobile Arena. There's 17 guys making their first ever appearance at the World Finals, and ironically though, the guy that won the round last night, Eli Vastbinder, it was his first time, and he looked outstanding. So I think you're going to see the guys get more comfortable as they get used to this environment. We all know the PBR World Finals is a dream come true for so many riders, and yes, there were only 11 qualified rides, but the top dogs, Pepper, they showed up. Jose Vitor Leme's back, Kaique Pacheco, Cooper Davis, they looked outstanding as well. So, yeah, 11 rides, but the ending last night was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I seen the ride. We've got the ride with Eli. A lot of people, they say, Eli Vastbender, he's here, and it is a rookie, but he's no rookie to the world of bull riding. He's been around a long time, and it just shows, a guy like that that's been in bull riding for a long time, competed a lot of events, that when he got on that big stage, for him, it's just another rodeo, another bull riding, another bull to cover, and he showed it.
Yeah, Pepper, it reminds me a lot of when J.W. Harris came by. He was a Rookie of the Year winner here, and he always joked about it as well, right? That he's like, I'm not really a rookie, but happy to win the award. So Eli and I joked a little bit about that last night, and he is 30 years old, and yes, he is a Rookie of the Year contender, but you're right. He's a very well-seasoned bull rider, and he's really kind of stepping into that late career development ways. We're seeing a different Eli Vastbinder, I think, this year in the PBR than we've ever seen before.
Yeah, because he bumped up pretty good in that rookie race.
Yep, he's up to number 3 now, and this race is going to come down to Champ Sunday. I know the world title race, that is still far from decided, but we all understand that Lemmy's got a pretty good lead. It's made it difficult for Pacheco or Cooper Davis to make a run, but those 2 guys are still in the world title race. But this Rookie of the Year race, it's going to change a lot between now and Sunday. We're going to see a lot of movement there, a lot of guys in contention, and Eli definitely has a shot at win Rookie of the Year.
Who are a couple of the rookies? Like you say, I saw today, like you said, there's 17 guys at their first one. You've got 13 in the rookie of the Year race. Who are a couple of the guys that are in that race that you're looking to try to make a move?
Well, Pepper, I'm really excited to see what Junior Patrick Souza does. He was supposed to be at the World Finals last year in Arlington, tested positive for COVID-19, so he still had his Rookie of the Year eligibility for this year, and he's the number 1 rookie right now in the race, and he's got Chiseled tonight. And you always kind of wonder, when is that rookie going to have his marquee moment, and what better place in the World Finals? If Souza can ride Chiseled tonight, we're probably talking, 90, 92 points, and that's kind of a statement ride. So we saw Eli make the statement last night. Mm-hmm. Now can the Rookie of the Year leader Souza make a move tonight? So I'm really excited to see what he does.
Yeah, like I said, rank pan's out tonight. You got Whoopa out. What are a couple of the matchups tonight that the people should be looking for?
Well, I really think it's the top 3 bull riders in the world, Pepper. We got to see now, how does this journey for the world title race continue? We saw last night, Lemmy showed that core muscle injury, that right groin. It's not going to be an issue, but this is day 2. I'm sure he was sore this morning. There was talk of him going to cryotherapy to try to keep that lower body, his abdomen as strong as possible. I mean, this is a grind for any healthy bull rider, and when you're dealing with injury, it's going to be tough. So I want to see if Lemmy can do it again. He was outstanding in round 1. I know he didn't place high in the round, but he proved to everyone he's tough enough to ride with that injury and still maybe hold off Kaique Pacheco and Cooper Davis. So I think we'll really be watching Lemmy again. And again, Pepper, Kaique Pacheco last night, his first ever 90-point ride at the World Finals. It's crazy to think a guy like him has never been 90 here before, but he was last night. He came out spurring. I'm really excited to see what he does tonight because he's been very quietly motivated. He said all season long, Justin, just let me get to the World Finals. I know the world title's determined there. Mm-hmm. And last night, he got off to a great start.
Oh, it's good. How's Mason, our Texas boy down the road, Mason Taylor? How's he doing? I guess he's not saying much.
He can actually talk with that wired broken jaw that he's got going on there. He looked great last night. Yeah. He placed, I believe, in the top 5 of the round, and this is a guy that has struggled at the PBR's biggest stage of the World Finals, and he was saying last night that, you know what, being forced to live on this liquid diet it helped him kind of get leaner for the World Finals. He is a guy that's kind of struggled with that weight at times. Last year when he won the Velocity Tour Finals, he really kind of adopted the Cooper Davis workout plan, diet plan. And, he's like a lot of us. He's a sucker for a good scoop of ice cream or some pizza, right?
Yeah, right.
So I think when you can't have, I guess you could have milkshakes now with a broken jaw, but no pizza right now for Mason Taylor, no cheeseburgers. So he's living on a kind of a ramen style diet. But really good to see him looking well last night. And that was a nice subtle surprise that maybe kind of got buried amidst all the other conversations we have right now with world titles and Rookie of the Year races.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Justin, man, I know you're busy. I know y'all got stuff going on up there, and we'll let you get back to it. I appreciate you visiting with us. Let us kind of know what's going on up there and how the atmosphere is, and we'll tune in and see what happens tonight.
Awesome, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Stay safe down there.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Speaking of Eli Vastbender, we got the ride last night. Check out this ride from Eli Vastbender.
This guy is getting better and better. He's a rookie, but he's been riding bulls a long time.
Well, Manaba brought the power, but Vastbinder brought the proper positioning. That is a qualified ride, and chances are we're going to see a new number one.
Well, and Vastbinder, this is his bread and butter, the classic rounds. We've seen him do this to Juju earlier in the year at Fort Worth. He doesn't let it rattle him that he hasn't seen the bull in a long time, because he knows the things that he does works for any kind of bull.
Big scores coming in, waiting for judge number 2. We will see a lead change, but by how much?
Should be big rider scores too there.
Yeah, Vastbinder knew he got the job done. We're still waiting on that 4th score. While we're waiting, let's send it down to Kate.
First ride at a World Finals, it only happens once. Describe this moment.
I've dreamed of being here since I was a kid, and it's definitely a dream come true.
This crowd is cheering because they just marked you at 91. What do you make of that out?
I love it. I'm just riding bulls, and it's all up to them what they mark me. I just got to stay on.
Well done.
Thank you, man.
Craig.
Kate mentioned the score, 91 3/4.
So that's what happened. Justin Felisko getting the re-ride for Paulo Krimber, I guess, right?
I know.
I was looking, I was like, all right, we got Paulo Krimber. I was like, wait a minute. That's not
Definitely not him.
That's Justin. But, they're busy up there. Of course, Paulo is also an agent.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure they're busy getting stuff ready to go for tonight. It was kind of a shot in the dark to get them on anyway, since, it's going on right now.
Exactly. I mean, you're getting live right in the middle of the action. I mean, there's press stuff going on. I mean, let's see, what time is it? It's almost 4 o'clock out there. The guys are getting ready, getting suited up, getting taped. So there's no telling where everybody is.
That reminds me of one year, it was about 2014, 2015. We're doing some NFR coverage, and we're talking to Charlie Crawford.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, what are you doing? Oh, we're running steers. He's out there running steers through the, practicing, getting them run through the chutes and stuff before the NFR. So, speaking of Charlie, you know what? When you were out there, I should have told you remind his wife the time we had her on there. I guess it's right when they got married. Whatever. We're talking, she'd get on a plane. We almost got her kicked off the airplane because she's on the phone doing everything with us. They were going somewhere, and she's on the phone. They're like, phone's off. She's like, I'm on the phone. I was like, oh, yeah, you know what?
You're like, I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm important.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, oh, I said, go ahead. She did let us know that she roasts better than him. So I guess that explains why he has become the house husband.
Yeah. But then again, you can't really, she does have a world title.
She has a lot of world titles.
Charlie does not.
Uh-oh.
So I'm not saying.
Whoa. Shots fired right here. Shots fired right here on the show.
Don't come after me, Charlie. Don't come after me, Charlie. We love you.
He's going to put you in the trailer.
No kidding.
All right, stop trailer weaning your calves. They're like, what are you talking about? Trailer weaning your calves. Yes. Over half of the beef calves are weaned in the trailer on the way to the sale barn, which I'm guilty as everyone else. You go work your cows, you pull them up, you separate them, take your calves this way, cows back to the pasture. And they are telling you, the USDA have done some studies, which everybody likes studies. Everybody wants to do a study here and there. that the calves have a lot of. It's a stressful situation.
Yeah.
You're going on your own journey with your buddies somewhere else. You're like, wait, what is going on? Where are we going? So they're saying that the calves face types of stress in the early days, including weaning, castration, which that would be very stressful, vaccinations, diet changes, and transportation. Stress increases their risk of contracting a respiratory disease upon entering the feedlots. 17% of calves entering feedlots are already showing signs of bovine respiratory disease, costing the beef industry about $800 million annually. Way to reduce that stress is to wean them at home. Let's see. They're going to offer some at-home tips for weaning. Nose clips, which I don't like. A lot of people use those. I don't use them because a lot of the cows that I got, I nurse multiple calves on, so I don't like the nose clips. You stick them in their nose, and it's got like little bumps on it, so when they go to suck, it bumps the cow. She don't like it. She kicks them off. So I'm not a big fan of those. Fence line weaning is a little bit better deal, where you can put the calves in another pen on this other fence. If you don't have good fences, if you got panels, just set some panels up, set a small pen up. You got round pen panels, whatever, you set a pen up like that. Put your calves in there where the cows are on the other side of the fence, so they still see they can still see each other, talk to each other, and you feed them out there and fence line weaning. Oh yeah, it says right here, good fences help in this method. Yeah, you don't want to tear your fences.
I would say so.
Separation struggles weaning at home can cause some cattle to go off water and feed. Calves that don't eat well after weaning face the risk of illness, which is like anybody that doesn't eat is going to face risk of illness. Help your calves adjust to the new feed. Add some hay to the mix. On the day of winning, offer 1% or more of their body weight in high quality grass hay. Offer a half to 1% body weight in grain. Put grain under hay in the bunk to get them to eat their feed down. Increase concentration to 1 pound a day matters. From the time they're born, calves experience a number of stressful events. The key is to lessen those events. Trace minerals. That's something with cows too. Make sure your cows get minerals. Mineral deficiency could affect your herd productivity over the years. No mineral can get poor pregnancy rates, poor calf gains, and increased mortality. You want your cows to die? Make sure they get minerals. They got to have minerals. A lot of the places nowadays where you got your cattle, the land and the ground doesn't have the mineral that it once did. So it's important to make sure that you are feeding your cattle mineral. Purina makes a good mineral. They're rangeland buckets. You can get the big buckets, small buckets, depends on what you got. Your calves like the smaller buckets. That wind and rain is what I use. I've got some old mineral tubs that I've got built into old tires so they don't flip them over, and that's what I use is the wind and rain. Like in the summertime, I will use the fly control because that helps. They eat it. When they poop it out, it helps with fly control because the flies eat the poop.
There you go.
And it cuts down on your flies. So that's the one I use in the summertime because flies are everywhere. I know I'm getting off topic here. I got a fly trap thing that I bought from the internet, and you mix the stuff up and you hang it up, and it attracts flies that go into it.
Yeah.
And they was like, well, it has this mix in there that only flies can smell that attracts them. It stinks terribly. So apparently I'm a fly because I can smell it. It smells so bad. So I hung it up in the barn. There's probably 20, 30 flies went into it. And I took it off of one of I had it hanging in one of the stalls that we weren't using, and I moved it and set it somewhere else. And every time I walked in the barn, I was like, man, something stinks like it's dead in here. I couldn't figure out what it was. And when it was, I kept walking past that thing. I was like, man, this thing stinks. No wonder flies eat that. Let's see. The trace minerals such as copper, zinc, selenium, iodine, and manganese are present in only small amounts of the cow's diet, but they can be just as important as calcium or phosphorus. This study they did about minerals, I don't want to bore you with it, but calves are losing minerals the minute they hit the ground. So make sure you're putting out plenty of mineral for your cows for your calves because it is what they need.
Yes, sir.
They do. You got a random story over there?
I think I got one or two.
What do we got?
We're going to stick with the cow theme. Cows wandered through Hawaii. Residents of a Hawaiian community said a herd of cows have been wandering through the neighborhood for weeks. At least 3 cows were spotted on Halloween wandering through residential yards in Makakilo, and bovines were caught on camera by a local woman, Fina, I cannot pronounce that last name, who posted the footage to Facebook. Are you missing cows in Makakilo? She wrote. Another resident spotted at least 10 cows in their community park on another occasion. Residents said the cows have been wandering there for weeks. It said it's one of those things that every afternoon or early morning you hear them mooing from the deck. It's pretty neat, you know. I'm from Texas, so it reminds me of home. Nicole, the managing director of Hawaii Cattlemen's Council, said the owners of the cows are working to try and wrangle the bovines. Said during drought conditions, leading the cows to seek new grazing locations.
New locations. We got a few more of these randoms, but we've also got. Let's do this. We've got a new tune out from Kristen Kelly. So check out her new song, new music video. You can find her at KristenKellyMusic.com. So check out this tune, and we're going to come back with some more random stuff.
Billy's chain smoking while he's dumping his change in the video poker machine. The felt's won't off, but the table's wide open if you don't mind a little left lane. Them swinging doors are sitting on the floor like something out the wild, wild west. But the beer's ice cold, the whiskey's cheap, and everybody's got a red man. It's pouring on the tin roof underneath the neon lights. On the front porch with the double wide view, and they pour, and I'm riding. Yeah, I wonder what the rich folks are doing tonight. The jukebox broke a long time ago, but Buddy went and bought a 6-string. It's way out of tune, but after a few, it sounds pretty good to me. There ain't no top shelf, we're all drinking Will's, closing out for $20 or less. And in the cut-off tee with holes in your jeans, you're probably still overdressed. It's pouring on the tin roof underneath the neon lights. On the front porch with the double wide view, and they pour, and I'm riding. Yeah, I wonder what the rich folks are doing tonight. There's no champagne, no fruit in the drinks, no money, no problems at all. Just come on in, y'all, we're all friends at this poor man's hole in the wall. And it's pouring on the tin roof underneath the neon lights. On the front porch with a double wide view, and they pour, and I'm riding. Yeah, I wonder what the rich folks are doing while it's pouring on the tin roof underneath the neon lights. On the front porch with a double wide view, and they pour, and I'm riding. Yeah, I wonder what the rich folks are doing tonight. Hey. Yeah, I wonder what the rich folks are doing tonight.
What? Wait, what? What are they doing? Everybody's like, this is that's like about live TV. People don't understand about live TV. they're like, why do you do it? Because the live part is fun. Because you never know what's going to happen. You're always going to say something dumb. You can't edit it out because you already said it. So you just roll with it.
Makes it more fun.
Always more fun. Do it live. That's what Bill told me. We've got stuff over there. We got stuff over here. Not yet. Okay, so we're waiting. So let's tell the folks about, because people are always wondering, like, what in the world are you talking about? What is DJ Colt? How does that happen? What does that even mean? So what is that?
Well, so it all started in a Walmart parking lot. Believe it or not. I was living in Nevada and, go to the bars there and dance and all that good stuff. And so I had a friend, he's a good friend of mine, but we ended up seeing each other one day and we passed each other in the parking lot at Walmart and he stopped me. And the DJ who had been doing it at the country bar there in Reno for years, he'd actually passed away about a month prior. And he stopped, and my buddy stopped me and he goes, "Hey man, good to see you. I've been meaning to talk to you." And he goes, "Can you DJ?" And I said, "What?" And he asked. And so I said, I guess I could figure it out. He goes, "Well, you know how to dance and you know the songs, so why not?" And so he's like, "I'll recommend you," because they couldn't find somebody that could keep the crowd going.
Yeah.
So I said, "All right." So I showed up. I may have fudged my credentials a little bit. And I started DJing. It was literally just playing music on a laptop. And went from there and we ran with it. It was really great. I got hooked up with Amplified Entertainment. And one of the cool things was all the places I've been and all the people I've got to meet have really made this a lot more fun. And I don't really know where it's going to go from here. I don't know who I'm going to get to meet next or where I'm going to get to go next. But I will tell you, I wouldn't trade it for the world because I do get to go a lot of really cool places and meet a lot of cool people, such as yourself, sir.
That happens.
It happens.
That happens. Also, something else that happens is there's a movie coming out, kind of a docu type film coming out about a legendary bull rider. So take a look at this, and when we come back, we're going to talk to the guys behind it.
Every bull rider wants to be at the daddy of them all, and every bull rider wants to win this bull rider.
Yours must not hurt.
Lane's a world champion. You don't expect a world champion, to die in one of the biggest, most prestigious rodeo in the world.
Everybody said the same thing. It didn't look that bad. That's what everybody said.
And you see Lane, he's up and crawling, and I'm thinking, how did this happen? He's up, he's good. That bull steps on his shafts as he's crawling, and as he moves flat.
I think about how hard it was for me, but then I have to think about how hard it was for Tough.
There's not a good way or an easy way to tell a mother that their son's dead. They just placed him, laid him in the airplane, and he was just like laying right next to me.
Lane did as much in his 25 years as a lot of people do in a lifetime. He had a full life. He did exactly what he wanted to do.
I think it's important to keep Lane's story alive because you're never going to have another story like it.
My whole career, pretty much everything's been modeled by Lane Frost.
The guy literally revolutionized how people viewed bull riders, how bull riders handled and viewed themselves, what it meant to be a true professional in the sport. I mean, he changed everything.
Hello, I'm Dr. Skip Ross, physician in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Been covering Cheyenne Arena for 35 years. On July 30th, 1989, I was the arena doctor the day Lane Frost got killed.
That's it. Lane, the life, the legend, and the legacy. And right here with us today, we've got the guys behind that. We've got James Trawick and Brad Hughes. You guys with us?
Yes, sir. We
We're
can
here.
hear
How
you.
are you?
Oh, doing good, doing good. The guys, tough draw, I guess is your company.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tough draw. Okay,
It
so
is.
bring in with the movie Lane and putting that together. What was it that got you guys to come together and say, hey, this is a story that needs to be told, and it's time to tell it?
So, I mean, for me personally, and for James and I working together, just seeing 8 Seconds as a kid, I know both James and I saw it as a kid. We were impacted greatly by it. James grew up rodeoing, and I grew up in West Texas, just around a family that had cattle ranch and stuff like that. And it was, it was something that was always near and dear to my heart from just the sports side of it. And, 8 Seconds helped me fall in love with sports films. And it just, it's really just a blessing that we were able to connect with the Frost family like we have over the last several years.
What's it been like for you, like you say, watching 8 Seconds as a kid and now being part of bringing the story to life and visiting with the actual players involved in the actual story? I mean, how has that been for y'all?
It's been amazing as a rodeo competitor. You grow up and you look up to these people like Tough, and you watched 8 Seconds and you looked up the Lane. And there was a really cool moment. I was in a high school rodeo in Tennessee, and Miss Elsie and Mr. Clyde came into the church service on Sunday, and they passed out. And I got Miss Elsie to sign it for me.
Mm-hmm.
This was back, I was, in high school, and then to come full circle and be in her living room and get to share that story with her was one of the highlights for me. But, to get to meet Tough and visit with him and get to know him throughout this process, we interviewed him late in the process, but we were in communication the entire time because we wanted to, make sure that we were on the right path.
Was there anything that kind of surprised you, or that you really didn't know about until you were going through and putting this together?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing for us, because we were both rodeo fans from an early age, I think the biggest thing that surprised me the most is, everyone talks about how genuine of a person Lane was. And obviously a lot of people know the impact that he had. But when you sit, for me personally, when I sat in front of Kelly Macy, his widow,
Mm-hmm.
and, and you hear Tough, like James alluded to, talk about just how young they were. It's one of those deals, you kind of take it for granted. You watch the movie and you're just kind of like, okay, they're adults, they're rodeo and stuff like that. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, they were still so young. Like Lane had so much life in front of him, and Kelly had so much life in front of her. And, it's just crazy to think about how big his impact was in such a little time while he was on this earth.
Yeah, and you see that today. You've got Stetson has the Lane Frost brand out there, and you've got it's so global. With the people in the Lane Frost gear, the Lane Frost brand, that even though it's been so long ago, he's still so relevant in the bull riding world today.
It wasn't only a couple days after we released the trailer, there was a media outlet from Brazil that reached out to us, one from Australia. I think we've had some from Canada now. But yeah, you get into this and you start putting some material out, and the people that reach out really do show you quickly how hungry they are to see this, and how wide reaching his legacy truly is.
Yeah, and speaking of seeing this, what's the premiere? What's the premiere date going to be? How's that going to roll out?
The date has been set for December 18th, and we're going to host a premiere there's a historic theater in downtown Cowtown called the ISIS Theater that's been renovated. It's beautiful. The 12 Mighty Orphans did their premiere party there not too long ago, and we recently booked that venue. So December 18th is when we're gonna have that. We are gonna sell some tickets, so people can be looking out for that. We don't know an exact number just yet, but that information will be coming soon. And then beyond that, they can be looking for updates in the new year as to whether or not it's going to streaming or maybe a theater near their hometown.
Okay. All right. And yeah, like you say, you know, the impact since you guys have started this, that's what piqued my interest too. When I started seeing things happen, I was like, well, what is this? What's going on? We got to find out about this. We need to see what's happening. And I think that it's going to have a heck of an impact once it's out there and as far as the viewership and things goes, because you know, like you say, everybody watched 8 seconds when it came out. It's still, everybody still quotes stuff, you know, from the movie. And then now that you're going to an actual, you know, real life information from that, I mean, it's just going to be just as big a hit, I believe, as the 8 seconds is going to be.
Well, we appreciate that. That's definitely the hope. And, you know, the biggest thing that we've realized through all this as well is, you know, there's so much more to it than just what 8 seconds even showed. When you hear from the legends of the sport, you know, a lot of people have talked about how the depth of the interviews and how many people we've interviewed just because they saw the trailer. But to be honest, that's only a fraction of the people that we actually talk to. So we're definitely excited, and I think it's going to be amazing to see how Lane impacted people and how I truly believe that God's plan is being carried out through Lane's legacy. And that's something that we touch on some in the documentary, like James alluded to with the Bible ministry that Clyde and Elsie do. So we're completely excited about this opportunity.
Okay. Well, man, I know you guys are busy. I know you got a lot of stuff going on, so we'll let you get back to that. You got a website you want to throw out to send folks to that are curious and maybe want a little bit more information and maybe follow along, you know, with you guys on when things are coming out?
Yes, the social channels are all TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Lane Frost documentary. Is the website up yet?
So we are actually in production on getting a splash page and a website launched. It'll be at lanefrostdoc.com, just like our social media handles. And then we'll also kind of run that in tandem with lanefrost.com, Stetson's website as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, James, Brad, man, I appreciate you guys visiting with us and just telling us a bit about, you know, what you guys are up to and how things are going. And we'll be looking for December 18th.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
I think it'd be a pretty good deal. I think it's gonna be good.
That looks really, really good. Well, especially being able to see it at that historic theater.
Yeah.
Lane Frost, it's like, I feel like that's like a perfect storm.
Yeah.
Being there, seeing all that, you know, the history and being there in Cowtown would be really, really cool.
Yeah, that's going to be some good stuff. And like I said, talking with Tuff, you know, what was it a couple of years ago? I guess it was. We had Tuff in, we had Tuff come into the studio, and he was going to come in and promote his bull riding that was going on for Worth. He's going to come in and promote bull riding, and it turned into the Tuff Hedeman Hour. We just sat there for the whole hour. Just talking about rodeo, talking about bull riding. He touched on the Lane Frost stuff, and we'll talk about that a little bit. And then, you know, somewhere in the midst of that hour for a few minutes, he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I got a bull riding, you know, we got a bull riding going on over here this weekend. But, I mean, it was good, and he enjoyed it. He's like, man, he said, you know, I really like this because I can come in here, sit down, and we just talk about whatever. He said, because when I go to all these, you know, I go to these studios for radio, for TV, whatever, you're in 30 seconds. 40 seconds, maybe a minute. They might give you a minute or two, and they're in and out. So for him to get in there and sit down for a whole hour and just say what he wanted to say, I just let him say whatever he wants to, just whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say, tell us. And so that's still out there. If you're interested in the Tuff Hedeman Hour, Google that or catch it on Farm Ranch TV, or it's probably on the YouTubes like everything else is. Oh, man. So we got DJ Colt's. He's on the ones and twos, 2 turntables and a microphone.
Oh, barely.
Do you have turntables?
I do. I have a very large set of turntables.
Do you use actual vinyl?
No, because it's actually more expensive nowadays to actually use real vinyl.
What?
It is, because you go through, you'll end up using it'd be a record, but it's a blank record that actually goes through your computer. And your computer sees it, and you put whatever song on that record. But then you're having to rebuy needles. You're having to buy new records whenever they burn out. All that stuff. Whereas what I have is all electronic. Everything moves like records. I can adjust it and do everything, but it'll never wear out.
You can get needles if you go right
I am not going to downtown Dallas.
Under the bridge over here, they've got, I'm sure you get discount. I mean, they're doing, when I passed by a while ago on the way to the studio, I passed by under the bridge over there, and there was guys out there giving each other COVID shots. I mean, how great is that? I mean, got guys helping guys out. I'm sure you could get some needles, put them on your turntable and whatever, and make some sounds.
No.
I was trying to help
Once
you out.
again, this is why we can't have nice things.
I was trying to help you out.
Just being friendly.
Yeah. I'm sure you could trade them.
Let them go give you a COVID shot.
I'm sure you could trade them a pack of cigarettes for some needles or something. I'm sure that's fine.
Maybe some toilet wine.
Maybe. Give them a roll of toilet paper. I bet that'd come in handy.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's actually going on again. They said that people are panic buying again, and toilet paper is going to run out again.
Golly. Speaking of toilet paper and running out, if you do have, speaking of the wintertime coming up and your homeless folks, if you got old blankets, you got old coats, look around downtown, your neighborhood, wherever, find places to donate those things, because the folks that live out in the cold are going to be cold this winter, so help them out. You got old coats, old blankets.
Oh yeah, you got anything like that? Definitely. Everybody has some in that closet. You know that the closet with all the blankets that every house has. Yeah. You got some older ones. Go in there.
They are
take
all
them.
about that. That
Definitely.
is socks. You wouldn't think about that, but socks is the biggest thing.
We actually had that conversation at work today. That I'm that person. If my feet get cold, my day's ruined. That is the one thing that has to stay warm.
You get cold feet a lot?
Always.
Tell your wife that. What's she think about that? Oh, speaking of wives.
No comment.
Speaking of wives, today is my anniversary. 21 years. Can you believe that, Chris?
A happy anniversary.
21 years.
And you're here doing this.
Well, yeah. Why not? What else I got to do?
I guess after 21 years, she's just like, okay, just go.
Look, we gotta wait for the weekend to go out to eat or something. Do something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Go out to eat, and then this weekend I'll probably go to the sale barn or something. So
that's a good way to spend it.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
A little, what is that? The Grundy County auction.
Yeah. Speaking of sale barn, you guys that are riding horses, if you're into ranch sorting, if you're a ranch sorter or you like riding your horse and doing stuff, you need to go to Facebook. Go to Texas Cowpokes on Facebook. I've been going to these deals. They're pretty fun. It's Texas Cowpokes on Facebook. They do an event called the Day Work Challenge, which is pretty fun because it kind of simulates working cows, like day working cows when you go to work cattle, and it simulates that, but it's in a low, slow, fun environment for everybody. I mean, you go out there, you ride into a pen. There's cows in a pen. They got numbers. They give you a number. You pick your number, and then you put that cow in a pen by itself. You can't run. You don't chase it. You don't run 100 miles an hour, chase it around, because that's not how you work cows. So you find your cow, you ease it over into a pen, shut the gate, you get a time. They have the ranch roping, which is similar to branding, like when you're branding a pen.
Yep.
But it's done with a breakaway rope, so it's all stress free. You throw your rope on the cow, goes around the head or the foot or whatever, and it breaks. Boom, you got a time. They have the loose cow catch, which is the fun event where you can run, which simulates when you're working cows. You got that wild tiger stripe Brahma cow that jumps the fence and runs away. So that event's pretty fun because they'll turn a steer out of the rope and chute. You're on the other side of the arena. They run out and you go get it, which simulates. You got to run.
Yeah, you're gonna have that one crazy one, of course, every time.
You always do. If you look on my farm Facebook page, you see a lot of those. You always see we're working cows, and you always see a rope on one. That's what happens. And so it's a fun event. It's fun for the whole family. There's a youth. They have stuff for the kids. They have stuff for the adults, and it's affordable. there's a couple other associations that do these same events, and they charge double.
Wow.
So what you do is you go to Texas Cowpokes, you try that event out for half price.
There you go.
And if you win some money, you do pretty good. They go, hey, you know what? I'll go enter these other ones.
There you go.
That's what I tell people all the time. Go if you can't win at the local jackpot, don't enter the big show.
It's the way to go.
And
That all sounds like fun.
It is.
There you go.
The big show. That's where I'll be. January 28th, Cowtown. During the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, there is a ranch work championship on a Friday.
Nice.
And I'll
That
be
sounds
there
like fun.
at 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock in the morning
On
on a Friday.
Yes. That's going to be fun. Or not.
What time does the beer cart open?
They're probably already open. I don't know. It's going to be going on during the stock show, so that's
Nice. That'll be fun.
that'll be
The
interesting.
stock show is always a good time.
Yeah. What else do we have? What else you got going on over there?
Let's see what else we got here. We got a message in a bottle. We've done a couple of these before.
Those things are always fun.
Yeah, we've done a couple of these before. Woman walking on an Alaska beach is trying to unravel the mystery of an unusual discovery. A message in a bottle apparently launched in 1987, year before I was born. How you feel old now?
That's a long time ago days.
Pam Joy of Skagway said she was walking on the beach at the Daia Flats when she spotted a bottle with a group of washed up logs, branches, and other debris. Joy opened the bottle and the message read, "Happy New Year, 1987." It was not signed. It did not say where it was from. Who knows how far, who knows, maybe it really hasn't traveled far, or maybe it came from Australia. Who knows? Joy said, hoping to find the sender of the bottle. I really wish I had some way to identify who it was or how far it has come or where it has come from. That would be really cool. I mean, they have to be able to look at something, though. Maybe the type of paper or the bottle it was in. There has to be a way to figure that out.
If you are putting a message in a bottle, put where you're from. Because we get these all the time.
We do. We see a lot of these.
And I think they're fun just to see, where they launched it, where it ended up. And so it's always interesting to see where they come from. So if you're putting messages in the bottle, put your dang location on there.
But then somebody could just lie, too.
I think that's probably what happened. And we get these a lot, too. I think these are funny. Or fun stories, I guess. An overdue library book.
Oh, no.
I don't think kids today even know what that means. They even know what a library is.
Probably not.
They have no clue. A library at Britain's University of Cambridge said where did it go? That's the fun part of live. These stories. First time I've seen it.
First
Can't
time.
read it.
Yep, it's all right.
Fun. All right. Where was that? Okay, recent college reunion event ended up with a surprise, the return of a library book that was 50 years overdue. If the book was 50 years overdue, what reunion would that be?
50, probably the 50th.
But how old would that be? Would that be 70s? 80-year-old people?
Book is 50 years overdue.
Talking
Yeah, the people would be in their 70s.
Talking about Gary LaFew's age.
Wow.
The Jerrywood Library at Trinity Hall said the book, a 19th century atlas published in the Society for the Diffusion of Useful Knowledge, was dropped off at the library after a recent reunion. The book was accompanied by a note that explained it had been borrowed by a Trinity Hall undergrad student in the early 1970s. Library said its records don't go back far enough to determine the actual date it was checked out. The fine for the overdue book would be more than $4,000. But the facility stopped charging late fees 3 years ago. I guess it's a good time to turn it in.
Oh, well, thank goodness they stopped charging late fees.
Yeah, because nobody goes to the library anymore. The library said in a statement they're grateful the person returned the book. It's definitely a case of better late than never.
Well, at this point, if it's a really important book, the book actually may be worth more than that now.
Yeah. Put it on eBay. See what happens. eBay that sucker.
Just to pay for the overdue book charge.
Overdue books. Oh, I saw something on the internet the other day or yesterday that I don't know if you're familiar with Topo Chico, but the Topo Chico hard seltzer commercial person was arrested.
No.
So that's weird. Maybe it was for drinking hard seltzer. Something was hard. I don't know.
Something was hard. That is for sure.
What else we got?
Let's see. I got one. We got a story about a lost hiker in Colorado.
Is this the Gabby Petito story again?
No.
Okay.
We're not CNN.
Like, good God. There's a lot of people missing. And that, okay. I don't know why that story blew up so much, other than I think all the news media decided, hey, we got too much crap going on in the government. Let's blind everybody with something else.
Well,
because they say she was a blogger, some kind of travel blogger.
Yeah.
She had one video on the internet.
That was it?
That's it. One
Okay,
video.
well then I guess her parents must have hired a publicist or something.
Something.
I don't know.
They did find her, though.
They did,
Okay.
and they found him.
Or they said they found him.
Well,
rumor is...
how tinfoil hat are we going with this?
Rumor is he probably found another hiker guy, hacked him up, threw some parts with his backpack. It's like, oh, there he is.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Could be. I don't know. I need to check with QAnon and see what happened. I hear that's a thing nowadays. You know, they were here. Oh, God. I get so much random crap in my brain. They were here the other day. Did you know that?
What?
These QAnon people were in Dallas because they had some big idea that JFK Jr. was going to come back from the dead and be president with Donald Trump or something.
What?
They were here down there where JFK was shot, right down the road.
Yeah.
there. Yeah, they were here the other day. It was I saw the news. They were down here that somebody was going to rise from the dead and become president and take Donald Trump as a running mate. It's so weird.
I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to say to
I'm
that.
like, where do these people come up with this stuff? Mushrooms. I don't know.
I think that's
mushrooms.
a little more than mushrooms.
Wrong mushroom on their salad. Okay, which hiker do you got? You got another hiker?
Hiker. A search and rescue team said a lost hiker on a mountain trail for about 24 hours did not answer his phone calls from the rescue team because he assumed they were spam. I actually heard about this story. When did I hear about this? A couple days ago? It came up. I saw this somewhere.
What?
Lake County Search and Rescue said a report came in on October 18th about a hiker who had set out for a walk Mount Elbert at 9 a.m. and hadn't returned to their companions by 8 p.m. Rescue teams searched until 3 a.m. before calling off the search until the next morning. Team attempted to call their cell phone, which I don't know how you can really be that lost if you have cell phone coverage.
Yeah.
Multiple times, but didn't receive an answer. They received word about 9:30 that the hiker had located their car and returned to the place where they had been staying. The hiker told the officials he didn't answer the calls because he assumed they were coming, that they were being called by telemarketers or spammers. Notable takeaway is that the subject ignored repeated phone calls from us because they didn't recognize the number. If you're overdue according to your itinerary and start getting repeated calls from an unknown number, please answer your phone. It may be search and rescue.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute, the guy's lost, but he's got some phone service. So did not pull up GPS on his
You
phone?
cannot get that lost if you have...
Phone.
Well, even if you don't have cell phone service, your phone actually still keeps GPS with satellite. Even if you can't make a phone call or send a text message, you can still have your location. So that seems like poor planning and not using your tools.
That sounds about like the kids today that won't talk on the phone.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have sent him a text.
I was going to say, I bet if Search and Rescue would have sent him a text, they would have got through to him.
Like, hey, we're trying to find you.
Maybe they should have left a voicemail.
Do kids check voicemails anymore?
Probably not.
Speaking of voicemails and nincompoops, there is a movie on Netflix that came out yesterday. Check it out. It is The Harder They Fall. This is when outlaw Nate Love discovers that his enemy, Rufus Buck, is being released from prison. He rounds up his gang to track Rufus down and seek revenge. Those riding with him in the new school Western include his former love, Stagecoach Mary, his right and left-hand man, hot-tempered Bill Pickett, and fast-rolling Jim Beckworth, and a surprising adversary turned ally. Rufus Buck has his own fearsome crew, including the treacherous Trudy Smith, Cherokee Bill, and they are not a group that knows how to lose, if that makes sense. Revenge has never been served colder, so The Harder They Fall, Netflix. Are you going to watch it? Or are you not? Look and see.
ain't nowhere to board or train, you damn stupid nigga.
Well, he might could have said nincompoop.
We ain't no nincompoop.
Here I come. Here I come.
Open it.
We're gonna play for you our first tune. It's called Let's Start What We Have Come Into the Room to Do. Right on. Here goes. 1, 2, 3.
You do know how to make a grand entrance.
I know who you are. The angel who hunts down those who trespass against him with no mercy.
You miss me?
Admit it. I'm lighting with the blam blams. Woo.